Hey everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing the Aonijie, I think that's how it's pronounced, race vest, or however you want to call it, hydration pack, whatever you might want to name it as. So, a little bit of context. Basically, about 6 months ago, I bought the Salomon S-Lab race pack, which I do a review of somewhere up here. And the bungees are just completely given on them. Now, I know the different versions of this, but the one that I bought had the bungee and not necessarily kind of the back and forth tie. Anyway, I thought what I'm going to do now, I can either invest quite a substantial amount of money in another Salomon vest, or a lot of people are raving about this brand. Let's have a little look. So I managed to pick this particular one up. Now the first thing to say is there are a number of different variations, different versions in terms of how much they can hold for litre if you're looking at hydration packs. Some have got 2 pockets on the front, some have got 1 pocket and a zip. You have to be a little bit careful with which one you buy. But basically what you could do is invest the same amount of money that you would in a Salomon vest and buy 4 different versions for 4 different needs. So the one I got here was, I suppose, one of the lighter packs. You've got a hole here to put your bottle in, which you can also tighten up, which I found fantastic, which makes a real change, because sometimes, as the bottle starts to empty, the bottle itself obviously takes up less space, and this was really good for me just to be able to pull, shut a bit closer, keep it nice and tight. In the front here you've got a very simple pocket which you could put anything you wanted to. I typically put my nutrition in there as well, maybe some gels, so that's very, very simple. What you've got at the top here is a little velcroed space to put, I know, some keys. That's a pretty good place to put it. That takes you down the left hand side. Now the right hand side here, there are 2 spaces that you could put your gels in. You could also do it this side here, but I don't tend to use stick gel packs, so that doesn't really come into play for me. You've got another velcroed pocket which is here, and that goes behind this window, so again you can keep something hidden in there if you wanted to. Could be a good place for keys. Phone does go in there, depends on the model of the phone you've got here. This I've not actually had any time to use or any reason to use it, but I guess you could put some sort of number there or ID if you wanted to. Down the front you've got a space here. Squeezing a bottle there is quite difficult, but you could get a small format bottle if you wanted to. This zip pocket here, well, you can imagine it's pretty big. You can put a lot of stuff in there. I don't know, banana or something like that. It's pretty wide and pretty long. And then what I love most about it, I was a bit hesitant, to be perfectly honest with you, with these clips at the front, because I'm quite a slim guy. So I found that with the Salomon one that I was having to really kind of crank it quite tight, even with the small version. So this here, what I actually love most is not necessarily the bit at the front, but the side. So you've got here a place to tighten it at the side. So what I recommend doing is get the vest on. If you've got somebody else to help you, basically you stand there and wear it as you would, because that's the most important thing. Be sensible with it. Wear it as you would normally, and then, or if you, before you go out and run, load it up as you need to, and then get somebody else to just crank the sides, so it's really nice and tight fitting. Overall fit is fantastic. It feels very, very light. I've used it now on maybe 5 or 6 runs, and I've not had any issues. Now with the Salomon one, I had the issue also, the rubbing of the neck here, especially if you're wearing kind of just a technical tee or a vest. I have not had that issue in this at all. So my recommendation is, if you're not entirely sure about whether you want to go all in on this brand, I mean, for the cost of less than £20, it's probably something that you could afford to just take a little gamble on. So I've gone with this version, which I think was something like $16.99. Nice and cheap. I thought I'd just test it out and see, and it's highly likely that I'll now go and purchase a different variation of it for maybe a future race. If I was doing more of a trail race where I needed to carry more with me, then I would buy a slightly bigger pack. So check them out on Amazon, have a little look around, and see what you think. But ultimately, if you're not sure and you want either an entry vest or you want just a second, a little backup, absolutely go for this one here. So hopefully that provided you with some detail. If you would like me to answer any questions, just throw them in the comments below and I'll get to them as soon as I see them.